See, a lot of you guys think, man, if I'm not playing the SEC or the ACC, I'm not going to get drafted. That's not the case. They draft guys out of Division III. They draft guys out of Division II. They draft a bunch of guys out of Division I at all levels of Division I.
All levels. This is why.
All right, guys, so we're back again, and I thought today, we talk about our motto at Elite Sports Advising is for each of our clients is we want to find the right fit for you individually. And I think some of the times the issue is, okay, what does the right fit mean? Some of you guys think, well, the school made me an offer, so they must think I'm going to play, or something like that. And the reality is the right fit is a little more nuanced than that, so I'm going to go into this and kind of what ends up being the characteristics that make a school the right fit for you. All right. Remember, guys, hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, something like 80% of you guys are not subscribed that watch these videos. Obviously, it really helps us out. Hit that like button as well. Helps this video and the algorithm do well so we can keep producing this content for you guys. Now, the right fit. A lot of you guys think, all right, the school offered me, that means they like me. Sure. But what ultimately ends up making it the right fit for you? There's a lot of different things that you could look at, the campus, the coaching staff, the facilities, the team. Is it a winning team or not? Those are all great, but ultimately what makes something the right fit for you is, one, are you going to get the opportunity to compete for a starting spot? Now, obviously, this is one of the most important things because, guys, if you go into school and you get a scholarship offer, we're seeing it all across college baseball now. So many guys are getting scholarship offers, and again, now with the changes to schools being able to offer even more scholarship money, just because you get an offer doesn't mean you have a realistic shot of competing for a starting spot your freshman year. So number one, this has to be a priority for you. That what you're hearing from the coaches, everything like that, is making it look like you're going to get a chance to fight for a starting spot. Now, if you don't have someone close to you that understands how a coach is talking to you, what it sounds like. Again, with some of my clients, I hear coaches say, he's going to be a guy for us, like we really love him, he's going to be one of the top guys in the class. That's a pretty good indicator that you're going to have a legitimate shot of starting or getting a shot to start as a freshman. If a coach is saying, yeah, we like him, we think he's got a good shot of potentially being a guy for us, or yeah, we like him a decent amount, we think he could have a chance, right? There's certain ways coaches talk that indicate to us as advisors that he's maybe at the top of their list in the class. Or again, if you're looking at a recruiting class and they've already got 2 shortstops committed and you're a shortstop, the question then becomes, are they looking at you as a shortstop, or are they immediately going to move you to a corner or second base or maybe to the outfield? These are things that we help you guys understand and help identify for you so that you end up making the right possible chance or the right possible choice. Now, this is number one. Number two is the coaching staff a fit? Now, why is this important? There's different coaching styles, guys. You may be a guy that needs a guy to really hold you accountable and get on you in a loud and hard way when you're not doing things right. That worked for me. I was used to that. That was something I actually liked, even though, again, it may be uncomfortable the times you're getting called out in front of the team. But I needed a coach that was going to keep me, light the fire underneath me, keep me accountable to what my goals were and everything like that. Some of you guys, you get yelled at by a coach, it's going to shut you down. You're going to think, oh, he doesn't like me. He doesn't think I can play. And it's going to ultimately affect your mental side of the game so much that you get into that negative headspace. Again, for me, I knew deep down my coaches wanted the best for me. And the reason they were saying things like that to me and maybe yelling at me or whatever was because they wanted me to reach my full potential. So I didn't see it in a negative sense. Even though it was uncomfortable in the present moment, I knew these guys want me to be the best I can be. And I wanted that. I wanted coaches that were going to get frustrated with me when they thought, he's not doing what he's capable of, or he's not working the way he should be working, right? That ultimately ended up working great for me in my career. But some of you guys are not like that. You guys, there's different coaching styles out there. There's different philosophies of how guys teach hitting, how guys teach pitching, right? If you're a guy that can't really throw strikes, you need to go to a coach who's proven to develop guys that throw strikes, right? If you're a guy that has really good command, but your overall arsenal may not be you may not have the sharpest breaking ball or the best metrics on your fastball, but man, you're a really good pitcher and you can throw strikes. You need to go to a guy that has a track record of developing weapons in a pitcher's arsenal as a coach, right? As a hitter, you may have really good bat to ball skills like I did, but you may want to go to a coach that can adjust that swing plane a little bit so you are reaching your full potential as a hitter. These are the things that we take into account with Elite Sports Advising when we're helping players and parents make that final decision on where they want to end up, right? There's going to be a better fit. There's going to be a worse fit. And what most players do in the recruiting process is they get a scholarship offer and they just kind of assume the best case scenario is going to happen for me. Yeah, the coach likes me. Well, the coach may not be a great fit. Or the roster makeup may not be great for you at your position to try to get on the field as a freshman, right? We know now more than ever there's less and less freshmen starting across Division I. And so if you do want that opportunity as a freshman, you need someone in your corner that is going to help you through that decision-making process and get you to a school where you're going to get a chance to play, right? Who cares if you go somewhere great if you're sitting on the bench as a freshman and then ultimately told, hey, you're probably not going to play here, you need to go in the portal, right? Way better to go to a place, maybe a lower tier, a mid-major or whatever, that's going to give you that shot to play. You're going to get to build that track record, and then it's up to you what you end up doing, right? Maybe you feel loyal to those guys and you're like, I'm going to stay here. These were the guys that wanted me. These were the guys that gave me the opportunity. I'm staying. Ultimately, you have so much power as a college player now in where you end up. But again, the mistake guys make is they try to shoot for the stars out of high school and then ultimately get told the bad news, and now you got to go down maybe to JUCO, build that track record. Go down to a mid-major, build that track record, right? We prefer you guys go from low to high as long as that's the best fit, right? Some of you guys, the best fit is going to be a Vanderbilt, is going to be a Georgia Tech, is going to be an Alabama. But some of you guys, going there is going to be a speed bump in your overall process because you're just not ready for it. So that gets us to number 3. Number 3 is, are you having success in the lineup or on the pitching staff? Now, why do I say this? Ultimately, guys, you want to have a chance to fight for a starting spot. Ultimately, you want to be in the starting lineup or be a guy that's getting a lot of innings as a pitcher. But if you're not having success, was that really the right fit for you? If you get a chance to start as a freshman, but you're overmatched in the SEC or the ACC or the Sun Belt, is that really where you should have gone out of high school? The question is, are you ready for that kind of pressure, right? What breaks most players is, one, heard me talk about it, especially as hitters, they don't have the right mindset and approach as a hitter, and so they get to college and they're overmatched. The second thing is this: are you ready to start as a freshman on day one, knowing in the back of your head that, man, if I don't show them something here in the first 6-7 games, I may get put on the bench and someone else may get a shot. That's what breaks most freshmen, is they go up there in that first game, they try to do way too much because they know in the back of their head, hey, if I don't get going here soon in the first week or two, I may get put on the bench, another guy may get a shot. That's what breaks most guys, is they know there's this pressure, I got to perform, and ultimately they try to do too much. And now, let's say even if you are the starter the whole year, but you hit like 260, do you think they're going to pencil you in as a starter next year 100%? No. they can find a guy better in the portal, they're going to say, you know what, Kyle, he was okay, but now this guy in the portal, he's probably going to be better. So it's not just about, hey, again, really important you get a shot to start, make it the starting lineup. Really important that you get to start at some point your freshman year. But if you're not going to have success, it's still not the right fit. So ultimately, guys, the right fit, if you boil it down to kind of just the first principles thing, is wherever you end up, not only are you getting a chance to play, but you're having success as a player. Because if your goal is to play in professional baseball, like mine was, like every guy I talk to and every client I work with, then ultimately you got to have success on the field. Guys, they draft guys out of Division III. They draft guys out of Division II. They draft a bunch of guys out of Division I at all levels of Division I. You see, a lot of you guys think, man, if I'm not playing in the SEC or the ACC, I'm not going to get drafted. That's not the case. The Sun Belt's one of the best conferences in college baseball. It's a mid-major conference. Tons of guys drafted out of there. So if your goal is to get drafted and play professionally, it's not just about starting. It's not just about getting that shot to start. It's about when you do get to start, are you having success? Is that the level? Again, the level of competition in the SEC and the ACC is a step above the Sun Belt in other conferences. That doesn't mean these conferences are bad. It just means, listen, the average pitcher in the top conferences is going to be slightly better than the pitchers in the conferences a little bit lower tier. Maybe as a hitter, you could do really well in the Sun Belt, but you get put in the SEC and the ACC with that added pressure, you're not going to have the success you need. So guys, if you don't have someone like us, Elite Sports Advising, kind of helping you through these decisions, understanding what you look like as a player, where you're going to have the best success, you have to look at yourself in the mirror as honestly as possible and say, okay, is that where I'm going to have success? I promise you, in the ACC and the SEC, those are the hardest conferences to have success as pitchers and hitters. The best of the best are the ones that have success. Most of the guys in that freshman recruiting class aren't going to get at bats their freshman year. Most of them. You look across the ACC and SEC right now, there may be 2 or 3 freshmen in each lineup that are getting consistent at bats. And there may be a couple extra guys that are kind of fill in the bats or maybe kind of platooning. So outside of like 2 or 3, 4 hitters, the rest of you guys are on the bench. And you're not going to get in unless injuries happen or guys fall on their face. Let's not make decisions on hoping that's what happens. Let's make decisions based on, okay, if I go here, I'm going to have a legitimate chance to start, and I think I'm going to have the best chance of success. Some of you guys are talented enough, you may be able to fight for a starting spot in an SEC school, but are you going to have success as a freshman? I've seen so many freshmen in the last couple of years start their freshman year in the ACC and the SEC, but they end up hitting 260 or 250, and they're not really doing anything special as far as hitting home runs or stealing bases or whatever. Ultimately, those guys are not playing their sophomore year, and sometimes they're transferring out. Now more than ever, guys, you have to be dead honest with yourself, with your ability. And again, if you don't have someone as a third party objectively looking at you and giving you feedback that sometimes you may not like, but is the truth, it's going to be very hard for you to make that decision. If you are interested in working with us and working with Elite Sports Advising, guys, scan the Get Recruited QR code. We'll meet with you, give you an evaluation, talk about where we think you are in the process, what schools you could potentially get to, and ultimately bring you clarity so you know where you're at throughout the whole recruiting process, what coaches are saying, what their feedback is, etc. That peace of mind is priceless, especially when guys are, oh, that school called me once, and then you go spend $2,000 going to camps and traveling and hotels to ultimately them say, we're not interested. We take that out. We take that away by reaching out to those schools and figuring out, okay, what really is the interest level? Is it surface level? Is it a little bit deeper than that? Or do they really love you as a player, right? We help you make those decisions so that ultimately you save money across a 1-year, 2-year span where you're not spending $3,000 on showcases. You're not spending another couple grand on camps and stuff that you don't need to be going to, right? We take care of all of that for you. So scan that QR code if you're interested. Guys, I hope this makes sense. I know a lot of you guys out there appreciate these videos. I want to make sure you guys get the honest truth. Let me know what you think about this. And again, we'll be back again with another video tomorrow. Appreciate all the support in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think. Appreciate you guys.